Hi there, I'm KingJGrim, or the KingJGrims, whatever you prefer, and welcome to another discussion video. I've made one of these before on Twilight Princess HD, and I will only make discussion videos when it comes to games that I really care about, and this time it's, if you read the title, for Injustice 2. Now, just to give some backstory, Injustice Gods Among Us was the first fighting game I actually got really good at, that I spent a lot of time on, learned the characters, learned the mechanics, and I got, as I said, really good at it. I even made a tutorial for Bane. It's really crappy. It's actually the first really, not hardcore, but edited video I ever made on this channel. And this channel was, even before being a review channel and, you know, an character analytical channel, I made gameplay videos of fighting games, and Injustice was the biggest one. And now we have Injustice 2, Every Battle Defines You, if that was the undertitle. I really hope that's not the undertitle, but whatever. And, you know, I went through it, I looked at every frame, and I've decided to make a video talking about what we know from the trailer, what was not answered, what we don't know, and what I personally hope. So let's start with what we know. So let's begin! And the first thing we see now is that the graphics, how it looks, is very similar to Mortal Kombat X. I don't know if they use the same engine, so I can't really say anything about that, but it looks really similar.
You appear feeble.
I punch above my weight.
And one thing I'm really happy they brought back, that we can now, that I was so hoping, before even Injustice was announced, they would bring in, is the character intros. You guys have absolutely, or actually maybe you do have an idea of how annoying the character intros in the original Injustice was, and the outros, but I will come back to that later.
I punch above my weight.
Now, when we look at the stages, we can see, one, there's more colors. Now, this part of the trailer doesn't represent that 100%, we will see it later, but another thing we'll see is that it's more detailed than the previous Injustice. So here I'm really happy to see that we have more stuff in the background, and the shadows and everything looks really good.
What do you want, Grodd? Your head on a plate.
I wasn't going to talk about the characters, but Gorilla Grodd. This may mean that we will get some a more diverse character roster than just humans. Yeah, we had Doomsday in the original Injustice, but the thing is that he was just a bulky human being. Here we have a gorilla, so I'm really happy about that. I can hope that more playable characters will be different like he is. Here we can see the color is just blooming forth. I'm gonna put a screenshot up to see the original Injustice Metropolis, and look how colorless it is compared to the new one. I think this is Metropolis, considering that LexCorp is in the background there, we have statues of Superman, and the question also comes when it comes to the story stuff, is this the alternate universe Metropolis where Superman is evil? But anyway, the colors, I absolutely love it. And look at Supergirl's attack, I love it! Here we get another answer, there will be stage interactables. This was introduced in the first Injustice, and it was put over to Mortal Kombat X, where we could block them and they return. Stage transitions are also back, and they seem much more cinematic than ever, and I'm really happy about that, because they were amazing in Injustice. I absolutely love them, gave me a breather if I needed that, and you can make some... It made the fight seem bigger and greater than the regular fighter, and it also gave Injustice its own identity. Plus, the color really shines here as Supergirl flies through this train. You can see so much details, and you can really make out of what everything is, even when it goes by so fast, and I love it. Injustice also had more stages than MKX because of the stage transition, so I really hope that we will get more stages. So, gotta cross our fingers on that. Okay, here we come to the part I was really nervous about when they first showed us the cinematic trailer. Superman's redesign. Looking at it with a gameplay trailer, I really like it. It's colorful, a bit meh about the gloves, but still it looks good. The thing I really dislike, the thing that just puts it completely off of me, is the headgear. I will come back to what I hope we will be able to do when we go to the third part of this discussion, but I don't really like I don't really like that headgear. I really don't. Now we can also see that the gameplay, that the characters have changed slightly, because when you played as Batman in Injustice and you hit people to the other side of the stage, or if you activate the stage transition, he did a kick. Here we can see a punch with kryptonite gloves, I think. They're green, it's on Superman, so I think so. However, even if there might be some character animation changes, whether it be punches, kicks, and whatever. Plus, as you can see, this isn't a regular suited Batman, maybe because he has more armor, he can't do kicks that well, so he needs to punch, only that they're slower and it doesn't have that much reach. Again, it's just a theory, but it's really interesting nonetheless. And pretty cool to think that armor really changes your gameplay, though I have no idea how they will balance it. However, even if we see he do a punch rather than a kick, he still seems to have the original stance. I can't see the other hand because it looked like he was holding a purse in the original. I really hope they change it. I can't see it here, though I really cross my fingers for that there will be more changes to every character. So far, seeing the punch, I'm really excited. Now here we see some differences in the armor with Gorilla Grodd. At the first he has just a golden one, it turns into a red one, a full body armor, and then just a bit less armor but golden armor. Now what I like here is that we see that they're not robotic. When I first saw the cinematic trailer, I was so nervous that everyone would be Michael Bay-ized Transformer and everything, but here we can see that's not the case. Gorilla Grodd having plate armor, Atrocious, I don't know his name, I'm sorry fans, I'm really sorry. I have never seen him in any sort of movie or anything before, but we can see that he is more an organic armor. When we look at Batman's redesign, I like it. The face is a bit strange to me, though, and the bat symbol is a bit, smaller, but he looks much buffer. I don't know, it seems like they looked at Ben Affleck. Can I have the Batman Beyond head, the helmet with the regular Batman chest? Because I really hope we can do that, because, I don't know, I don't want to... I really want Batman v Superman, that armor, and it could be possible if we can change equipment in that way, but they haven't showed us yet. I will say that the supers in this game seems way more cinematic and over the top than the first Injustice. And the one I'm really most happy about is Batman's. We also see Black Manta, I think that's his name, which is, for those who doesn't know, Aquaman's main antagonist, the main nemesis. As Joker is Batman's and Lex Luthor is Superman's. Supergirl was at space, Red Lantern is in his own realm, I believe. Batman, it looks like the Night. So I'm really liking what I'm seeing. And then we come to the best super. I love this super already. We see just a moment of it, but I absolutely adore it, and that's Superman's. I mean, they must have gotten inspiration from Man of Steel. Look at those punches. I really hope they get the first punch as well, because it just feels so powerful. So I'm really crossing my fingers on that. So just to quickly summarize what we know, there will be intros for every character, so there will not be a repetitive, Bane jumping in and rah! The graphics will be very MKX. Every stage will have more detail. There's a lot of different characters. There's so much color, I love it. Stage interactables are back in stage transitions. There will be new moves for each character. There's more armor and customizable stuff for each character. The supers are much more cinematic. Now we will talk about what we don't know. Where's the clash system? This was kind of a big deal in the first Injustice. I don't know how much part of the community didn't like it, because I understand that some people were a bit for and against it. I liked it because it kind of brought in the character interactions, but now that we have the intros, I don't really need it. It would be cool though. I will admit, it kind of made, again, Injustice its own It gave it its own identity, so I don't know. If they have it, I'll be really happy. If they don't, I might be slightly disappointed, but it's not the end of the world. Now, we don't know how deep the armor goes. We don't know if you can mission match them. We don't know how... Like, will there be gloves? Will there be gauntlets? Will there be shoulder pads? Like, how deep is it? How much can we get? Now, another thing we don't know, will there just be one super per character? It will be cooler to have more of them. Maybe even that the armor you have, the more armor, maybe Batman will not use the Batwing, but maybe the car. If Superman does not wear any armor and he just wears that leather thing that he does in the cinematic trailer that I hate, maybe he will, I don't know, punch it to the moon. I don't know. But we don't. Well, we just have to wait and see. But considering how it is, I doubt it because they require such a lot. I have a feeling that they need a lot of time to work on just one. Now, how many stages will there be? We don't know how many there will be, but I counted 6 in this trailer. Considering that there are more stages in Injustice Gods Among Us than MKX, I think we can imagine the same. I can't remember the number. Am I stupid by saying 20, over 20, 21? I don't know. The more stages, the better, and I hope they will be more different. Another thing we don't know that was a big part of the first Injustice, will characters have their traits, character traits? Now, if you don't remember it, if it's a long time since I played Injustice, Superman got a power buff when you pressed circle on the PlayStation 4 controller. Batman got these 3 small metallic robot bats. Doomsday got his freaking armor and stuff like that. Will we get that back? I really hope so, because again, it made every character feel different. More on how you could strategize with the different stuff, because you didn't have to use the traits similar to how other players used them. That's everything I can come up with what we don't know about the game. There's a lot more we don't know, obviously. Maybe they will bring in stuff that I will talk about now, what I hope they will bring in. And the first one, that's the most important thing. I'm really sorry for the guy who worked on this part for the original Injustice, because I absolutely love his work in other places, and that's the music. Christopher Drake made the music in the original one. He made, he made the music for Under Red Hood, Arkham Origins. I absolutely love it, but the thing is, it's not memorable. I can't even remember the main theme. Maybe a bit... maybe some tones here and there, but I can't remember one. And when you're fighting, it's a fighting game, you kind of want to remember it. Every other fighter out there has a memorable tune in some way. Get Injustice and Mortal Kombat even is lacking in that area, and it's so strange because the DC characters has the most memorable tunes. Everybody knows Superman's main theme. Everybody knows Elfman's music for Batman. And everybody knows Wonder Woman's I got a new Hans Zimmer theme, which is amazing. So I really hope they will bring in more memorable tunes for these characters. Again, I hope we can mesh armor that will be more stuff. So again, I've already talked about that. And another thing that was so annoying that I got so tired of in the original Injustice, please give us more outros. Now, take notes from Mortal Kombat X. There we had the regular outros when you just punched the enemy without doing any fatalities or brutalities, where they just did their animation. We had fatalities, which, we all know what fatalities are. Brutalities now, which is just quick animations. That's some stuff that they could add to Injustice, to, I don't know, heroic brutalities or whatever. There will obviously not be fatalities, but I just don't want to see the same outro over and over again. I've heard Batman say stay down so many times that I just even don't want to talk about it even anymore. Another important aspect, better netcode. The original Injustice really sucked online. You could play it, and sometimes you got some awesome matches, but most of the time it was laggy. Mortal Kombat XL got a better netcode, and I hope they will use that kind of system and maybe even better. I don't know much about how netcodes work, but again, I just hope it will be lag-free. And considering how so many fighters like Street Fighter 5 and stuff like that is working online, all I can do is just kind of yes. For the single player, I want better minigames. In the original Injustice, again, there would be like... it would throw these cards by pressing the correct button. throw batarangs by throwing the correct button. It looked cool, but now that it looks so cinematic and cool, and we saw what Mortal Kombat did with the extremely well choreographed fights, I really hope they will do something with the armor. I have a feeling that they will play it a bit safe and do the same thing as Mortal Kombat X's storyline, where the minigames will just be quick time events in awesome cinematics, which would look good, because the second, they really know how to make fights look good now. So I'm really crossing my fingers. And a final thing for a personal note, no spammable moves. Like, that's the reason I stopped playing Injustice. Deathstroke, Superman, all of those characters were so annoying when they started to spam from a distance. Everybody knows what I'm talking about, so I'm not going to talk too much about it, but please, Netherrealm, don't do that. The second I saw Jackie Briggs in Mortal Kombat X has that machine gun, I knew people would spam with her, and what happened? People spammed with her. So please do not don't have Deathstroke. He's a cool character, but I don't want him. He screws everything up. So anyway, that's all I can say about Injustice 2. I really hope it will become the best fighting game ever. I am a bit nervous about the redesigns, but with how colorful it looks, with all the different characters we can play as now, and how diverse they seem, with the cinematic style, I love cinematic stuff, all I can do is just feel positive for the future of Injustice 2, and I hope we get to see more of it soon. But anyway, I'm KingJGrim, or the Game Games, whatever you prefer, and I'll see you guys next time.